היי, זהו סרטון הצגה על טבח בוסטון, הקרה ב-1770, הסרטון באנגלית, אבל יהיה כתוביות, אז תצטרכו לחיות עם זה. צפייה מהנה. Backstory. The new settlers of the North American continent either got banished from Britain or ran for a better life in the new mainland. But unfortunately, they were grossly mistreated by the elite country. The British Parliament abused the settlers with large taxes on simple things like mail stamps or tea. Britain even sent its army troops into the settlements to control the public. Naturally, the Americans revolted against that. Tension was rising between both sides. But on March 1770, a terrible thing happened. Here is the story from a point of view of a very real American citizen.
So I woke up like always at 9 a.m., ate my regular triple Big Mac burger with extra cheese for breakfast, and went from my home to work. As I was going through the street, I noticed a crowd of people throwing rocks and snowballs and some guys who looked like officers or policemen. I didn't know what was going on, so naturally I asked a guy from the crowd what was up. He explained to me that those are people are British soldiers, and the people of Boston are rioting against them. I didn't even have time to thank him because we heard a round of gunshots, saw people rushing from the scene, and I thought I saw someone get hit by a bullet. The British soldiers opened fire. I quickly ran back home, hoping I would be safe there.
The aftermath.
Sadly, 5 men were murdered in the Boston Massacre. The American public only got more angry at the British soldiers and the British Parliament. Tension was rising between the Americans and the British, and the Boston Massacre only fueled the rage.
Now that we have seen the American side of things, let's look at the British soldiers' point of view.
I was sent to the colonies with the hope of keeping the peace on whose dangerous streets. Sadly, I strongly believe our arrival only made whose damned Americans angrier. Me and 7 other young men were standing post on the streets of Boston, looking after the people, making sure there was no trouble. When out of nowhere a rock came flying in our direction, everyone started looking around.
Before we knew it, me and my fellow troops were being surrounded by civilians that were throwing rocks, snowballs, and beer bottles at us. We were helpless. Suddenly, when we were completely surrounded by the raging crowd, I heard our commander shout, "Fire!" We listened and started shooting at the attacking crowd in self-defense.
But now you might wonder, what happened to all those soldiers that shot at the civilians?
After the massacre, all the soldiers that participated in the massacre were on trial for homicide, but were acquitted, which caused an uproar in the American community. Even the general was forgiven, as it was later discovered he never gave the command of opening fire.
The Boston Massacre was an important point in the long history of a conflict between the American settlements and British rule, a day that will be forever remembered in history as the day on which 5 brave men died in honor of their newborn country and in honor of their freedom.